All right, welcome to the 50 Reasons to Give to Solidarity. Thank you so much for tuning in to what we're offering this Giving Tuesday 2025. I am Khary Frazier, and I am of a lot of places you may know, but definitely grounded with Solidarity, as it is the only organization I know in Highland Park, in Detroit, and really Southeast Michigan, and maybe even in the region, pushing energy democracy in places where people would not expect it, standing tall. And so many beautiful people work with Solidarity. So many of the projects and the programs connected to Solidarity are right there in the community, grassrooted. And one of the number one people that helps a lot of that stuff happen is with us right now, connecting to so many of you all in community. Mama Jones, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. It's a great day.
Definitely. So today we're going to give them some performance. We're going to also have information and all the things you need to do to connect to Solidarity. But this is about fundraising. So make sure that you're going to tap that link. Go to Solidarity and donate today. You're going to get, when you click the link, whether you can give 25, 100, or whatever, it's going to get emailed right to you so you get your tax write-off. Because right now, you definitely want to make sure that you can write off as much as you can so you can keep more in the bank, but also give to the community. Solidarity is definitely grounded there. And you want to see some of the work? We don't even have to delay on it. I'm about to show you all some of the work of this year with Solidarity.
Let's go.
To help people with resilience, the street lights that are now on that DTE actually took away, it's an example in Michigan and in the nation of what.
How do you feel tonight?
This is such a great event. Solidarity is a great organization. The work that they do in community to help people with resilience, the street lights that are now on that DTE actually took away, it's an example in Michigan and in the nation of what community solar can do.
So we're so excited that we're able to bring 10 solar-powered streetlights to Highland Park. This has been a long time coming for a community that's been in the dark for so long. We're also excited that we're able to make the streets safer, reduce energy bills, and provide community ownership.
Somebody's doing a solar tour. I want to get in on this because to me, why we're not 100% solar does not make sense to me, given what we're dealing with in the way of climate change.
Solidarity, to me, means giving a voice to the marginalized, to those that don't have the influence or power to seek audiences or challenge, a large company. We definitely look at ensuring that we represent the community's best interests by ensuring that we talk to those people or negotiate regarding topics that are important to the citizens, like ratepayers.
When you were a kid, I don't know if you ever got asked, how do you want to make a difference? And as we get older, it can feel like we still want to, but I don't know, where do I even start? It feels like power structures are super powerful, and I don't even know where to begin in all of this. Plus, I got my own life and my own bills. Well, I want to introduce to you something, the Just Transition Workshop. The Just Transition Framework is a way and a structure that we can come at some of these big problems and actually make a difference.
Hi, I'm Mayor McDonald from the city of Highland Park, the great city of Highland Park, let me say that. This is a great day in Highland Park. It's a long time coming, and we have been looking forward to this day since 2011 when the lights were first taken out. So it's an exciting time. I'm quite sure everyone in the city is excited about getting lights on their street. And these are the first 2 streets, but it won't be the last 2 streets.
All right. Well, my name is Tanya Myers-Phillips, and I'm honored to serve as the state representative for Highland Park, Michigan. HP for life, yes. So I came out here to just show love and support the community. I'm in in Solidarity's corner 100%. I'm supporting the community out here. Why? Because we have a right to light. That's pretty basic.
I've gained a lot of great information. I actually want my kids to come to the next one. I think this will be a great opportunity for them to engage, learn some new skills, and be able to be influential in the community.
Okay, well, this represents community. You see all the people here? Community coming together for a great cause, which is solidarity.
It's a grand day in as much as that we're able to provide streetlights that have been missing since 2011.
Solar energy for Highland Park would mean that we would be in the forefront of the kinds of communities that are fighting for clean energy and low energy costs for Highland Park.
How does DTE justify their actions? The numbers they spit out mean nothing to both of us who are trying to pay that need.
I can't sometimes either pay my utility bills or buy my medicine.
Because no child should have to study by candlelight. Soulardarity has been empowering our community with solar power resources since we've started. Help us continue to do so by giving back to Soulardarity.
All right, so that is 2025, like in a short review, but so much more work was done to make this happen. Soulardarity as an energy democracy organization, and let me break that down for you all. Energy democracy is really speaking about making sure that we get our power how we need it best for our own communities and households. So it's a heck of a journey because you think to yourself, okay, I definitely want to save the earth. I want to be more grounded and make sure that I'm using something renewable and I don't want to damage what's happening. And also, it would be great to save some money as well. All great things, right? Especially when you think about how that happens with solar power. But surprisingly, a lot of the laws here change the way we can go about executing that. So a lot of the work with Soulardarity are two things. It's policy driven and pragmatic. Pragmatic means we got to be boots on the ground, connecting to you so that you know what's happening and how it's happening. And policy, as the organization has grown, is really saying like, look, there are laws on the books, but those laws that are on the books were not written for a time like right now. And what we need right now is making sure that we have the choice in how we're going to power everything connected to our communities, because this can not just save money, it saves our environment, but it also saves lives, especially when it gets cold like this and you have no idea what damage, not necessarily to a home, but also families, as there have been so many stories, tragic about what people don't have in energy and ending up in spaces and losing lives. And that's our community, especially when you think about Highland Park. With that, as I always say, Mama Jones, you've been connected to this Soulardarity story from the ground up, and a lot of people have heard it, but now let's make sure that they feel it. Soulardarity, how did it come to light, and what made you so connected to this organization from the outside, and then the volunteer side, and then the work within it? Let's talk about that.
Well, Khary, I can't say I was from the ground up, but at least for the last 6 years, I've been strongly connected to Soulardarity. I started working with Soulardarity as a fellow, and I wasn't living in Highland Park then, not knowing that at some point I would be moving to Highland Park, Michigan. Moved into Highland Park, became more connected, but came with the memory of my own experiences with DTE, and they were not good. I don't have any good experiences with DTE, and realizing that it wasn't just me. You know, a lot of times we get embarrassed when our power has been turned off for non-payment, but there's a reason that payment wasn't made. And so we get so embarrassed, we don't share it with anyone. When you come together and you begin to hear the stories of other people, you begin to realize, wait a minute, this is not just my problem. This is a system problem. The way that things are handled, it's a system problem. Well, when I get to Highland Park, I hear the story that DTE literally dug up the streetlights in the residential streets out the ground. Who does that? Put a whole city in the dark and don't care? And I was like, there's something wrong with this picture. Okay, there's just really something wrong. As I begin to get more active in Soulardarity and learn more about energy democracy, I begin to realize this is a fight that is for all people. Now, have I run into some people that question our fight because they say, well, you know, you just pay your bill and yeah, DTE needs more money so they can fix the infrastructure. And it's like, you haven't experienced it. Okay. You got the money in your pocket. You don't have to worry about whether you're going to be able to buy food, whether or not the kids are going to come home from school and be able to be warm or have lights. Okay. If you've never experienced that and you've never had any issues with that, then yeah, you take that stand. But when you've been there and you realize that every time DTE asks for a rate hike, it's coming out of your pocket, you start thinking twice. And DTE asks for a rate hike twice a year, every year for the last 5 years.
So you talk about the rate hikes, and that definitely hits the hearts and minds of so many people because the prices continue to go up. And definitely the money coming in is not matching a lot of the money that people expect us to have going out. So a lot of people have gathered and learned the process of what's happening with DTE itself. So me included, just being connected to Soulardarity for the years that I've been here, I've learned so much more about the MPSC, about the way that they say, like I say, a necessary monopoly for safety. So we don't even have choices. And that's what we're dealing with here in Detroit. But outside of Detroit, we have neighbors dealing with this same stressors from consumers' energy and even the things that are happening right now. And a lot of the advocacy work has definitely, I think, been recognized through DTE, and Soulardarity stood there. Soulardarity has stood in legal fights, in policy fights, and also just more sure connecting with so many different partners across the state when it comes to the work that Soulardarity is doing. I have this question for you. So as you're doing the work, looking at it from the ground up and into policy, what has been one of those motivating factors for you and just, I guess, Soulardarity to stay so committed? Because this definitely takes time and patience in execution. How is that given? And as you answer that question, how does the support feel when the people actually support it even more so outwardly?
Well, you mentioned the MPSC, the Michigan Public Service Commission. This commission was created and designed supposedly to regulate monopolies. DTE is a monopoly. They don't have any competition. We don't have a choice, as you said. It's not like we can decide, well, I don't want to get my energy from DTE anymore. I can go to this company. We have no choice. And so the Michigan Public Service Commission is supposed to regulate how much they can charge, how the energy is brought in. And unfortunately, you kind of feel like they're not doing their job, especially when it comes to the people they're supposed to serve. Well, there's some issues behind that. There's the issue of they are appointed and not elected by the people. There's the issue of they do receive some finances from the very monopoly they're supposed to regulate. And how do you hear the voice of the people if somebody's putting a little something in your pocket? So there has to be a fight for policy change consistently. How they they use the excuse, we can only do what's in the means of the law. Then that means the law needs to change. And that is an ongoing fight that we need the people to get behind. We make sure that the community knows every time the Michigan Public Service Commission holds an open hearing. All right, because we want you to show up and give them a piece of your mind. Okay, so to say, we want you to speak about your experiences. We want your voice to be heard, because the more voices that are heard, the more pressure is put on them to actually do their job.
So you say doing the job, and definitely we've seen a lot happen, and even things somewhat change how the MPSC hearings kind of function because a lot of the people that have gathered, Soulardarity has gathered so many allies in this work of environmental justice, but especially with that Highland Park story, it's a whole different feel, different flavor. You were even at the MyCan conference really speaking to people about what it's like to interact and engage with DTE right up on the boots on the ground level. Right. Yeah. And that boots on the ground level leads into intervention work and how that even connects. And we're going to get a lot more of that information because we got Rafael Mojico here as well. And I know he can speak so much so about how this all functions. And right now, so many people are looking at what's happening with the data centers and what will happen with energy. Basically, it'll be possibly our households versus the technology or artificial intelligence. And we're already dealing with like stresses and strains of where the money is already. You know?
Well, Khary, you bring up that, and the thing is this, when you talk about those data centers, there's so much controversy around them. And why are they so focused on using Michigan? It's almost like they want to use Michigan as the test site to see how things will run. DTE has already taken up so much of our land with solar fields. One of the biggest things I was upset about was when they overtook O'Shea Recreation. They took that entire recreation area for a community and filled it with solar fields. That energy is not going to the community. That energy is going downtown to municipal buildings when they could have put those solar panels on top of the municipal buildings. So they don't care about the community. They only care about you paying that bill, no matter how high it gets. We realize now that this next rate hike could take your bill up 10 to 13%. And you may in your head say that doesn't seem like a lot, but multiply that by 12 months and multiply that by however many customers DTE has. That's major money. That is not going into repairing infrastructure. That is not going into investing in making energy more reliable. Take our lines underground so that we don't have to worry about the storms causing power outages. But they say it costs too much. But you're steady asking for more money. And we're not seeing change. We yet have power outages, which should not exist. So these are the things we're trying to get across to the community, to the people in the community, so that they are able to say, well, wait a minute, they're fighting for a good cause. Let me get on board. We really want you to get on board. Come on and fight with us. Let your voice be heard. My mantra is many voices sound like thunder, and we need a major storm right about now.
As you talk about that major storm that we need right now, this is Giving Tuesday. You may be watching this live, and I know certain people are like, okay, I'm working. Or you may be watching this on a replay. So definitely through the end of the year and even past it, but we truly want you to give to Soulardarity because it also helps even in the fights that we're standing in. When they see the types of people that are supporting, numbers of it, it only adds more voice to the things that are happening here. And we did a whole campaign. It's like 50 reasons to give is like a 50-day countdown. I'm gonna let you guys in on some of those people. You're probably gonna see me and see Mama Jones again, but there are so many others that added to this campaign, and we want to thank everyone that connected to this and got this off the ground so that we can let people know what's connecting with Soulardarity.
One of the campaigns that I enjoy working on and thinking about is a community solar garden where we could actually buy panels, and if DTE would actually give us the better rate that we all deserve, we could actually lower our energy costs significantly instead of energy costs going up every 6 months.
Because Highland Park deserves streetlights for the people, owned by the people, and not the monopolies that take advantage of the people.
Every single day, we have people in our communities thinking about the challenges that they are trying to get through on a daily basis. But what about our climate? When it comes to the environment that we're living in, people's health relies on it. But we're connecting it to real-world issues when it comes to how our energy is generated. In order to keep the lights on, we need energy. In order to keep our families safe, we need energy. But in order to be able to have community energy for everybody, we need justice. That's why we are connecting energy justice to climate justice.
Support Soulardarity this Giving Tuesday by investing in Soulardarity, because Soulardarity knows that it's the ideas from the community, of the community, that turn into the actions that change the realities for what our energy looks like.
I'm a member of Soulardarity because Soulardarity is a very progressive organization that has been fighting for the lights in Highland Park and also for the homeowners in Highland Park.
Because I know the future relies on solar energy for everyone.
Have you seen a DTE commercial lately? I don't know if you have, but they promise a lot of great things. They got an awesome, sparkly mission statement. They got a lot of things that you might read in the news that they promise to do, but that's all they are, a bunch of promises. When are the last time you've seen DTE do something for your community? On the other hand, Soulardarity, we've installed solar power streetlights throughout Highland Park and looking to do more. We're providing free weatherization and home repair and solar for residents inside of 48203. We have real solutions we need right now, and every single dollar that you give goes towards those real solutions that Soulardarity is trying to bring. Give to Soulardarity this Giving Tuesday.
Because we can all agree that energy is a human right and not a luxury. Soulardarity has been empowering our community through solar light resources and much, much more since we've started. Please continue to help us on our mission in doing so this Giving Tuesday. Give back to Soulardarity this Giving Tuesday. Because Soulardarity lights the way to a new path and a new future. Help us continue our mission by giving back to Soulardarity this Giving Tuesday.
Solar energy for Highland Park would mean that we would be in the forefront of the kinds of communities that are fighting for clean energy and low energy costs for Highland Park. When you think about the fact that we could actually have community solar, and that if we could actually fight DTE and get the benefit that we as citizens of this country and citizens of the community deserve, then we could all have cheaper energy in Highland Park.
Every single day, we're advocating for a safe and healthy community here in Highland Park and in the surrounding area. The way we're going to be reaching that is because when the grid is ours, we are going to be creating the environment that we need and that we think about every single day when we are facing our challenges. We hope that you'll join us on that.
Energy democracy is about the future, and energy democracy is the gateway so we can sustain and carry on. Soulardarity is all about that. You deserve the choice in knowing how we power, in the ways we power, and from where we get those sources of what is going to power our future. So give to Soulardarity, you're giving to that. Make sure this Giving Tuesday, you're checked in and giving. It only takes a little, but you're making a big step for our future. Support Soulardarity because Highland Park is the model for energy democracy through working with community and lighting up the blocks that had no light and making sure that everything for everybody is empowered by us, for us, and of community.
Yeah, join Soulardarity because, you know, there's a need. The information is there for you. If you're interested in clean air, clean utility bills, lower rates, come join Soulardarity because you know what? It's not about me, it's about you finding out what's available to help you live in a clean, lit, low-rate neighborhood that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg.
The communities of Detroit and Highland Park are all about collective work responsibility, unity, and solidarity. And Soulardarity is a great example for that. Look, Black Detroit, Black Highland Park, these are meccas in places and spaces that have always given to the world with creativity and innovation. And it continues with Soulardarity. So you need to know what is given in the street lights, what is given in home repair, and what is given to the people. Give to Soulardarity this Giving Tuesday, and you're helping the innovation, creativity, and ingenuity carry on.
Because every dollar that you donate helps to keep lights shining on our blocks and keeping our streets safe for our children.
Support Soulardarity this Giving Tuesday by investing in Soulardarity, because Soulardarity knows that it hits hardest with those rate hikes when it's the temperature and the season that we know we need power the most.
Because they're helping people. They're helping people and then changing people's lives every day. And our climate needs that passion that Soulardarity has for this neighborhood and this community of Highland Park. I've always been happy to be a part of Highland Park because I grew up here in regards to, I've been here since 1979 and was a city carrier and retired right here in the same area as a postmaster.
All right, you guys are just seeing some of the reasons to give and support Soulardarity, as Tony Bennett, one of our newest board members that is definitely supportive, actually making some phone calls today, reaching out to people so that we can get some money given to Soulardarity. This is, as you all see, an act that we building upon, not just for today, but so much more for the future. And our first performance is about to actually give you all some storytelling. We had one of the coolest events all year, was a story time for Soulardarity, and that story time was for young people, and that story time was definitely connected. So what we're gonna do now is Mama Jara. If you definitely know something about sound conservancies, you also know something about percussion, but also that beat is definitely flowing through the heart as well. And someone that supports Soulardarity and the work that we're doing in community all the time, Mama Jara is phenomenal. So we're about to get to that performance right now.
yuko, and hide in the veld, in the forest. So the king did what the women were talking about. He drained all of the marshes, and they indeed did find the princess. And she was in the deepest hole of the oldest crocodile. So she had been caught by a crocodile. So the king was very angry. This was his baby. So he had his soldiers go and they killed all the crocodiles they could find. But they didn't find Jasigi. Now there was a boy who was going out collecting wood for his family. And he had a mat that he would tie the wood up and carry it on his head. So he was in there collecting wood, and all of a sudden, he's standing on the wood, and the wood moved. He said, whoa, what, yeah, what is this? And he says, oh, it is Jasig. Jasig, what are you doing in the forest? And the crocodile said, would you please help me, Ngone? I am far from the water. Yes, you are. But you know, the king has drained all of your homes and all the crocodiles have been killed. Yeah, I wouldn't go back to your house if I were you. Oh, Ngone, please do me a good turn. Would you please take me to the big river, and there I may be safe. So Ngone the child says, well, the big river is quite a ways away. I don't know if I can carry you that far, Baba. Oh, wrap me up in that mat that you have. So the boy said, do like this. And he rolled the crocodile up in the mat and tied him as tightly as he could. He bent down and he put that huge crocodile on his head. So the crocodile, okay, Ngone, I'm ready. So they went a-traveling. And eventually they came to the big river. So the baby was about to set him down on the beach and untie him. But the crocodile said, whoa, Ngone, I'm stiff from all of the traveling. I've been tied up. Please take me deeper into the water. So he walked into the water, and the water rose on up till it got to his knees. He says, ooh, this water is so cold. It is very cold. Here, I'll let you off right here. And he started to untie the crocodile. And the crocodile said, no, Ngone. I'm also very hungry. Can you take me deeper into the water so I can find some fish? Oh, well, okay. So he walked deeper into the water, and the water rose on up till it got to his waist. He said, oh, this water is cold. Oh, I'm going to let you out here. And he completely untied the mat. And he said, okay, Baba, you're going to have to get off here. No, Ngone. This water is too shallow. I need room to switch my tail. Okay, I'll take you a little deeper in the water. So he goes deeper in the water, and the water rolls on up till it got to his chest. He said, okay, this is it. You have to get off here. And he slid the crocodile right into the water. And the crocodile said, yes, this is fine, Ngone. Thank you. I'm so happy to have your gratitude. Well, I'm going to go now. This water is very cold. So you have a good life, Baba Jasik. So he started walking back, sloshing toward the beach, when all of a sudden the crocodile whipped around and said, and he caught the boy's arm in his teeth. The boy said, "Well, yeah, yo! Oh, my mother! What are you doing?" And the crocodile said, Ngone, I am very hungry, and it would be stupid to let you go now. You would be a fine meal. But I saved you. I brought you here. Why are you doing this? Ngone, don't you know? A good deed ends a bad reward. And that is the truth of life. So, no, that can't be true. That is not true. The good that we do in the world, it comes back to us as good, not like this. Okay, well, let me say my prayers. Well, I just can't believe it. Can't you give me a chance? I will give you 3 chances. If 3 people come and say that what I said is true, that a good deed brings a bad reward, then you are mine to eat. And just then, an old cow. Came and started drinking the water from the river. And the crocodile said, I'm hungry. Old cow, old cow. I want to know, what do you think of this? Is not it true that a good deed earns a bad reward? And the cow said, I would say that's true, because I was a young heifer, and I had beautiful children, and I gave much milk, and the children grew round from my milk. And now that I'm old, they have taken a switch and beat me away from my home. And here I am wandering around here in the bush, and I just know someday some lion is going to jump on my back and eat me. Oh, that was a bad reward. No, Ngone, what the crocodile says is true. I'm gonna go now. And off he went. And away went the cow. Okay, I must say my prayers. Hurry up. And just then they heard, and up to the river comes this old horse, emaciated. And the horse says, what are you doing in the water there and going with the crocodile? And the horse started drinking. Oh, help me. Josic says that I did a good turn by bringing him to the river, and now he wants to eat me. That's not correct. You're not supposed to get a bad reward for a good deed. Oh, let me talk to you there, young fella. Well, I was the King Stallion, and I went to many wars with the king, and I conquered and helped him carry off many prisoners back. And now that I'm old and cannot bear his weight on my back, they have switched me out of my stable, and now I'm here wandering around, and soon I guess I'll be eaten. But I did not find a good reward for what my good service was. So, and off went the horse. I can't believe this. Well, you better believe it, said Josic. Now, I'm getting too hungry to wait. No, you said 3 people. We gotta wait. There's somebody else. Hey. And up comes Leuk the hare. Now, Leuk the hare was a very special character. He was wise, but he was crafty. So he says to himself, look at this situation. Here's a child in the river with this crocodile. All the crocodiles have been killed because the king found his daughter had been taken by them. So what is he going to do with this child? So, what's the story? What's the story? Tell me, why are you in the water with this crocodile? Well, and the child told the whole story about how he had found Josic in the forest and rolled him up in a mat and carried him all the way down to the big water. And he had helped him and gone deeper into the water to help him swish his tail. And that he had done this, but now the crocodile wanted to eat him. I said, what kind of reward is this? So the rabbit or the hare, Leuk, looked at, he says, you're a human being. You human beings love to tell stories. I can't believe a little slip of a boy like you carried this great big old crocodile all the way from the forest, all the way here to the big water. You're telling a tale. Oh, no, I did. Yeah, he did. So hurry up. Should he get a bad reward for a good deed? That's the way the world is. Well, wait. I'll deal with that later, but I want to know, why are you telling me this tale, young man? Both of you, I can't believe it. I got to see this with my own eyes, and then I'll tell you my decision. Come on up here on the beach. Roll that crocodile back up in that thing, and let me see how that looks. And let me see if you can even get the crocodile on your head. Oh, I can do it. So the boy slushed out. And the crocodile, and he slushed out, and they all sat down on the beach, and the boy rolled the crocodile back up tightly. And how did you get him to stop flopping around? Oh, I have these vines, and I tied them tight like this. Ouch! Like this. Like this. Oh, so you did that. Now, how did you get this big old long crocodile on your head? Well, I stooped down real low and I rolled him up like this. Well, answer me a few questions. Is that crocodile sacred to your family? Is the crocodile your family's totem? No. Do you have father and brothers at home? Yes. Well, this is what I'm thinking about you. You need to know good deeds do get good rewards. And take that crocodile home to your family, and you all can have a nice crocodile pie for dinner, and you can make belts and shoes from his hide. And that's what I think about that, Mr. Crocodile. Stepped on a pin, the pin did. And that's the way that story went. Bop, ba-da-da, bop, bop, bop. And a lot of times it seems like, because they say so, that that's the truth. But you got to know that the divine will always win out in the end. Yeah.
Ready to come in like Cooler James.
Right.
All right. So now I'm going to record here. Yeah, we can go. Let's see if we can get up to, they're not going to get me up to 4K. Well, we're going to go HD. Right. Cool. Khary Frazier here, giving interviews for Giving Tuesday for Soulardarity 2025, and the board chair, Mr. Ken Bates. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Soulardarity 2025, this has been a year of a lot of growth, some new changes, and also within this growth and also the changes, some more street lights in Highland Park. Please share, what has 2025 been like for you leading the board of Soulardarity?
2025 it's been a tough year, but as you mentioned earlier, the whole culmination of years of work coming to fruition, where we have actual lights in the ground. People are able, or residents are able to see what we've been trying to advocate for the last 10 years. That's very meaningful because Highland Park's a hard scrabble city, and we've had a lot of challenges. And to see something come through that's so positive, that's so meaningful to a majority of the city's residents is really a pleasure. I'm happy, especially in this environment where it's been so tough for a lot of nonprofits to galvanize resources, obtain resources, and the climate's been pretty challenging, but we still managed to prevail in one of our primary mission statements. And so I'm optimistic.
So that same optimism, as you talk about, it has been challenging. And that's what this Giving Tuesday, and making sure that we definitely want the support in dollars, but also in volunteerism and just the push for advocacy, as a lot from the national scope under national leadership and Solar for All, and things have just changed from like a movement of bringing about more equitable and different ways for energy. Solar energy seems to, a lot of brakes have been pushed due to a lot of the changes from a federal lens.
Absolutely. And so people have to understand that you have to be vested in this process, and you need to be vested for the long-term growth, not just short-term, meaning you have to support initiatives like Soulardarity that will help advocate for you for now and into the immediate future. And what does that look like? Professional witnesses at these ratepayer hearings to talk about some of or give testimony as to why people that are from marginalized communities need to have assistance, and something that is reasonable and equitable, and not just year to year increases, because that's not sustainable for the community. And there are obviously negative outcomes as a result of that. People having to choose between energy and food, education, ability to maintain their cars, all sorts of things, because energy takes up a substantial amount of money out of household budgets, and we're not seeing wages increase, keep pace with inflation. In fact, what we're seeing is this wider and wider gap, this income disparity. So it is needed. We do need support from the general public, the community, foundations, anyone that's able to give, because it is a noble cause. And the people that I've worked with this professional nonprofit have been above board the entire time that I've been involved, and that's been almost 3 years. So I'm very impressed. You can be rest assured that the resources that you commit to this mission of providing Highland Park with lighting and advocacy, those funds will go towards that. There's nothing behind the scenes. No one's getting any perks, limousines, or, sending their kids to private school. The money does go to ensuring that we represent the community.
And you talk about that representation as a Highland Park resident yourself. And Highland Parkers were, as you say, able to witness more streetlights, but also even an expansion. It was a political vote. Soulardarity is an organization that is definitely looking at things in a pragmatic way, but also from the policy lens. What were some of the victories like just to see the local policy changes that went into effect this year?
Well, again, that was a lot of hard work done by the admin team, the executive director, and everyone involved in the process. Essentially, keeping lines of communication open with the local government to ensure that everybody was well informed as to what we were attempting to accomplish. So there was no, again, under the table stuff. It was all up out front. Our goal was to educate everyone, to make sure that they could provide, come to, reasonable decisions. If they had questions, we were there to answer. And we made sure that, what we provided was in the best interest of the community, the good and welfare. Because many times folks sometimes do not make decisions based on what's good for the general population, but just maybe for themselves or their organization. But we wanted to make sure that in the end, Highland Parkers came out with a product that was reliable, that was something that they could see functioning every day, and that there would not be long-term issues with it. So I'm grateful that we were able to legislatively, get the city on board, but there's still work to do.
All right. So you talk about that work that still needed to be done, and I just want you to speak a little bit about that and how that support helps this work come together.
Well, work that needs to be done is essentially fundraising because, again, it takes resources to be able to commit to attending these conferences, to making sure that we provide workshops for residents so that they understand their rights as ratepayers. When we look at whole household homes community, we want to make sure that we can target as many families as we can. And we want to stay in the forefront of advocacy so that people, again, are hearing this message over and over again through whatever means that we can come up with, whether it be flyers, block club meetings, social media, anything that will get the message out as to we are here to help provide a solution to a problem that's been systemic and long-term, obviously missing streetlights, but we're also here to make sure you understand what your rights are in terms of ratepayers. People need to know these things because, again, the environment, I believe, will become a little more contentious as we go forward because the rates keep going up. They keep going up, and so you need someone that understands this. Sometimes you need a professional witness to testify at some of these hearings, and so that's what Soulardarity has been there to provide.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I don't know if you would like to let the people know that's becoming that member and even possibly joining the board. What does it take to be one of those advocates for Soulardarity?
Well, we're looking for committed people that are interested in improving the community that they live in. So, if you have a passion for helping people, organizing people, fundraising, if you have a passion for policy, you'd like to read over different things regarding government and community, we need people at all levels that are willing to commit their time, money, and energy to this endeavor. It is challenging. It's not easy. You'll be asked to do a lot of things that, maybe you're not so comfortable with, but, these are things that help us grow. So if you're an introvert, we might put you on something behind the scenes. If you're an extrovert, we might have you in the forefront, in front of the camera, talking to people, going from door to door knocking. But we're always interested in people that are willing to help the community. We ask you to support us as an organization for the community, and it can get down to as little as $5 a month of commitment or a one-time donation, which is fairly inexpensive for the type of work that's been done here. And I have to tell you, there's a lot of work being done on behalf of residents of the city of Highland Park.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All right, all right. This is still rolling. Thank you so much for being with us on this Give Tuesday. A very special performance right now from a vocalist I love and also guitarist that I think is amazing. Amazing. This is going to be some songs. Angela Davis, you should know her, and Sasha Cash Perko, but I always call them the Crushing Russian. This is Detroit talent and just something special for this Give Tuesday. Make sure you're giving the solidarity and connect with us. With that, Angela.
Thank you. So honored to be here. So we're going to do some songs to inspire you and just get you in that giving mood. And so honored to be here for Giving Tuesday. Let's go. Yeah. Ooh. Whoa. Oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. No. Where did all the blue skies go? Poison is the wind that blows from the north, south, and the east. Whoa, oh mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. Oh, oil wasted on the ocean and upon our seas. Fish full of mercury. Whoa, oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. Oh, radiation underground and in the sky. Animals and birds that live nearby are dying. Oh, oh, mercy, mercy me. Ooh. All things ain't what they used to be. What about the overcrowded land? How much more abuse from man then she's saying, oh, oh, na 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 na. Oh, na 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 na. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, ooh, yeah. Listen, mother, everybody thinks we're wrong. Oh, hey, but who are they to judge us? Hey, simply 'cause our hair is long. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Yeah, picket lines, hey, and picket signs. Don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see what's going on. Tell me what's going on. I got to know what's going on. Tell me what's going on. I've got to know what's going on. Tell me what's going on. Please tell me what's going on. What's going on? Ooh. Thank you so much, little Marvin Gaye. All right, let's keep it going. We got a few more songs for you. I think you're going to enjoy them. I think you're going to be inspired. And I have the amazing Sasha Cash here accompany me. So let's get it. What's next? Yeah, let's do something, some old school. Let's go back a little bit to Motown time. Yeah. So once again, I'm Angela Davis. If you enjoy the music and the vibes that we're giving, you can follow us on social media, Angela Davis Entertainment. And we have Sasha Kashpirko on Instagram, all social media. So yeah, he's tuning up that amazing instrument of his. Because it's amazing. He's gonna do it just right. All right. All right, so let's get inspired. I was born by the river in a little tent, yeah. Just like that river, oh, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know, you know, change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Said it's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond that sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Yes, it will. You see, I go to the movie and I go downtown, and somebody keep on telling me, don't you hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Yeah. Well, I go, yes, I go to my brother. And I say, brother, help me, please. Please help me. But he winds up knocking me, knocking me. Keeps knocking me back down on my knees. Oh, there's been times that I thought I couldn't last for long. But now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Yes, it will. I said it's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Thank you. Thanks so much. All right, let's keep it going. We're going to do something very inspirational. Sang this song a few times in the past, and I really enjoy it. It's just about uplifting yourself, uplifting others, and just rising up. Hence the name of the song. You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we're gonna walk it out and move mountains. We're gonna walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. Yeah. For you, for you, for you, for you. And the silence isn't quiet. It feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet and move mountains, take it to its feet, move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need is hope. And for that we have each other. And for that we have each other. Yeah, yeah. We will rise, we will rise, we will rise. Oh, we'll rise. And we'll rise up, high like the day, I'll rise up in spite of the ache. We will rise 1,000 times again, and we'll rise up high like the wave. We'll rise up in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you, we will rise up. You know, Sasha got to put that sauce on it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. This is a really fun song. Special request by Khary. Thank you so much for bringing this song up. And I forgot how much I love this song, how uplifting and inspiring it is. And it just reminds us how we always have to be optimistic. No matter what you go through, no matter what troubles and tribulations come your way, you just always got to keep your head up to the sky and be optimistic. And shout out to this version as well. This is August Green's rendition that we're doing. So hope you guys enjoy it. Hey. Listen. When in the midst of sorrow, you can see up when looking down. A brighter day tomorrow will bring. Yeah. You hear the voice of reason telling you this can never be done. No matter how hard reality seems, just hold on to your dreams, yeah. Don't give up and don't give in. Although it seems you'll never win, you will always pass the test as long as you keep your head to the sky. You can win as long as you keep your head to the sky. Yeah, yeah. You can win as long as you keep your head to the sky. Yeah. Oh, listen. If things around you crumble, yeah, no, you don't have to stumble and fall. Keep pushing on and don't you look back. Whoa, yeah. I know of storms and the strife out of your album of life. Just think ahead and you'll be inspired to reach higher and higher. You will always do your best. If you learn to never say never, you may read a book to the hour as long as you keep your head to the sky. You can win as long as you keep your head to the sky. Yeah, you can win as long as you keep your head to the sky. Yeah, yeah. You can win as long as you keep your head to the sky. You can win as long as you keep your head to the sky. Yeah. Be optimistic. Thank you. have a couple more songs. I really wanted to do this song because I just kind of thought of it. I was like, wow, this will be a great song to do. Very inspiring song. As you can see, that's the theme we got going on. We're giving back, we're showing love, we're being inspiring to others. But this song right here I thought would be really good because it's what the world needs right now. And what else? Love. The world needs love. Love is in need of love. So we're going to do that one by Mr. Stevie Wonder. So if you know the words, definitely sing along. Hopefully you've been singing along with us if you're watching right now. And if you're watching the replay, feel free to sing along as well. And Sasha gets his perfect sound. Hopefully if you're at home, give it up for him because he's been amazing. He's such an amazing accompanist, amazing guitarist. Follow him, y'all, on social media, Sasha Cash Perico. And yours truly. Ooh, that sounds good. Let me join in. Good morning or evening, friends. Here's your friendly announcer. I have serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say could be the world's disaster, could change your joy and laughter to tears and pain. It's that love's in need, yeah, of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. I said, hey, it's going round, breaking many hearts, yeah. Stop it, please, before it goes too far. I'm singing, whoa, ooh, the force of evil plans to make you his possession. And it will if we let it destroy everybody. We all must take precautionary measure. If love and peace you treasure, then you'll hear me when I say it's that love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. You know that hate's going round, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it goes too far. Oh, love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send it on in the right way. Hate is going round, breaking many hearts. Stop You gotta stop it, please, before it goes too far. Ooh, 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 love's in need of love today.
Right.
Thank you.
Definitely. Angela,
Thank you so
Sasha,
much
thank
for
you so
having us.
much for giving some song
Yes, of
to what we're doing with
course.
Solidarity. And definitely, love is in need of love. And we definitely would love for you all to give. We're going to get this thing continue to roll. Definitely, we have more information. And thank you so much for tuning in. I know we're dealing with some technical stuff. We're going to work all of this stuff out in the replay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. So let me show you this.
I don't think so.
I know you heard those.
Oh yeah, me too.
No, you
Tonight.
This is such a great event. Solidarity.
My name is Shamika Nichols. I'm the executive director at Soulardarity. So we're so excited that we're able to bring 10 solar-powered streetlights to Highland Park. This has been a long time coming for a community that's been in the dark for so long. We're also excited that we're able to make the streets safer, reduce energy bills, and provide community ownership.
Hi, I'm Mayor McDonald from the city of Highland Park, the great city of Highland Park, let me say that. This is a great day in Highland Park. It's a long time coming, and we have been looking forward to this day since 2011 when the lights were first taken out. So it's an exciting time. I'm quite sure everyone in the city is excited about getting lights on their street. And these are the first 2 streets, but they won't be the last 2 streets.
Yes, I'm Pastor Devin Goff, senior pastor at Revival Tabernacle Church here in Highland Park. You know, it brings about a resurgence. It certainly shows that hope is still alive in Highland Park, that hope can come alive when community organizations, churches, government, nonprofit organizations, the citizens of the community can work together. I'm Karanja Famadou, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Ryder Cooperative Industries. It's a grand day in as much as that we're able to provide streetlights that have been missing since 2011. Ryder Cooperative Industries have been working with Highland Park to try to replace streetlights and provide lighting within the community since that time.
So that I stand here, Khary Frazier, with the communications for Solidarity. All right, you guys see it. You all feel it. You already know what we're doing today for Solidarity. This is a huge celebration. I'm talking about it is streetlights, solar streetlights back in Highland Park, and it's 10. And it's going to be many, many, many more.
My name is Max Boyd. I am the Highland Park coordinator for Solidarity. Today means a lot. We're getting 10 solar streetlights installed on the public right-of-way, and it means that we stand on the shoulders of a lot of residents, members, Solidarity staff members, dreamers that have long since wanted these types of things to happen inside of the city of Highland Park. It's a momentous occasion.
All right. And definitely welcome back to what we're doing here at Solidarity for Give Tuesday. Thank you so much for connecting with us and appreciating what we're doing with this broadcast. This has been something that definitely, like a lot of the creative ideas with Solidarity, comes together of community with community. And when you're supporting Solidarity, you're definitely supporting community itself. But as I said earlier, pragmatic and policy driven, this organization does a lot of work and connects with a lot of people throughout not just this region and the state, but even nationally. And this work can be very heavy. It's a lot that we've learned over time connected to Solidarity. And one of the people that really is seen as an asset in this space on so many levels, especially when it comes to policy and things that are moving forward. I mean, he's one of the key people to what we do in that boot camp. Raphael, I want you to First, let's just give the framework of why solidarity is so important when we think about representing the people.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you put it right, Khary. The work that we do is very heavy because of how complex it is. We've started, doing this as an organization back in 2011 when the street lights were taken away. And we, initially saw the problem as just something that was focused around we need the lights back in our community, in our neighborhoods. But then over time, we started to realize, wait, it's way more than just street lights. It is about the way that our energy is produced. It is about the quality of a public service that should be a right as a tax-paying citizen of this community. And we started to see, more and more stinky layers to this onion, the more and more work that we're doing. And so from street lights being advocated to be brought back into our community, we're now an organization that is impacting statewide policy and also voicing out, opinions of justice and equity when it comes to how our country is even delivering justice to our communities. And now we're working on state policy for how our energy is produced in terms of renewable energy, making our communities healthier. And also we are challenging proposals coming from DTE when it comes to our rates and how they want to increase them. And also, we're trying to, do the walk as well too. So a lot of the things, that we say here, we have a lot of strong opinions on how things should be done. Well, we should be backing that up with also acts as well too. Speaking of today, coincidentally, the construction for our first home has started in Highland Park to improve its energy efficiency for a low-income resident. This money came from our legal intervention efforts that we were able to secure funds for low-income homes to have up to $60,000 of home improvements done to their house so that they could have lower bills, a warmer home during the winter, a cooler house during the summer. And this is the kind of acts that we need in order to create hope in our community. Because you can't just have hope, you have to have acts to keep that hope going.
All right, you talk about acts to keep that hope going and a little bit about the legal intervention work, as I found out a lot more about this. And there aren't that many people that can intervene when we think about what this intervention goes. So you're looking at this. This is definitely getting into a lot of legality, but that's through that lens. But what it is for the people is, like you said, being able to like really fairly say, are we given the same access for all residents, especially when we think about like who's in Highland Park,
Yeah.
who's in Detroit? Do we have the same access for the energy options? Hence, that energy democracy, when you really put it together, we should be making our own choices about how we want to power our homes, how we want to get things to come in and out and what we use. Because, like we say, it's for safety, sustainability, but also for survival. And this intervention work is something that has also been one of those journeys that was not overnight. It's taking time, but this work and being an intervener against things that, you're looking at the state, you're looking at billion-dollar corporations, you're looking at a heavy interest, but definitely looking from a grassroots effort of empowering that. Talk a little bit about what this legal intervention work is and where Soulardarity is one of the very few organizations that intervenes as of now, looking to expand this up for many.
Yeah, the key word that you said there earlier is access. We like to, as a country, say that we're a society that has free choices, that has access to all these different options. But over time, we're starting to learn that in order to have that access, you need money. And unfortunately, the same goes for the access of the processes of our government. And so before we started doing our work, a lot of the proposals that DTE was bringing to the Michigan Public Service Commission was basically being greenlighted, handed to them on a silver platter. And that includes the rate increases that they've been demanding, over many, many years. But we've since we've come into it, we've been advocating for a greater level of access for testimony coming from community, telling the commissioners at our state government why DTE hasn't done a single thing to earn that rate hike. That DTE says that they're going to be trimming the trees, that they're going to be introducing more renewable energy, that they're going to be making the grid more reliable, and it's going to make sure that power is not going to be, going out when you need it most. But they haven't been delivering on those things, and we all know that. I don't need to tell anybody, that when the winter gets the coldest, that's when power goes out, or when the wind goes up, you start to see the lights dim a little bit. But the Michigan Public Service Commission and the commissioners there, before we came into the picture, weren't hearing about those stories. They weren't hearing from those community members. They were only hearing from the lawyers that were representing DTE that their many billions of dollars pays for through our money that we give to them every single month. So with us coming into that space, we are bringing in the voice of the community, and we are telling them that there is truly not a system put in place that is going to guarantee that we get the service that we pay for every single month consistently. And so as a result of that, we have been able to make impact in terms of the kinds of promises that they need to be following through on, that making sure that there is a proper set of oversight and regulations, and making sure that if they are going to be increasing rates, that it needs to be attached to certain kinds of conditions. We've been securing dollars as a result of it that will go directly into communities, back into the pockets of ratepayers, and also going into the pockets of the people who need it the most, the people who rely on that energy, who are the most vulnerable, whether they're kids, whether they're seniors, whether people that have mobility or health issues. Those are the people that are going to have their voices amplified in those spaces to make sure that that service is delivering what they need the most.
So as you speak to this, definitely the work has brought about a lot of allies, definitely in the area, in the state, and even nationally, because this is something that is moving forward on a level where so many people, like across lines, that you definitely wouldn't think to yourself, be in the same room, be in that same room, and for that same fight, right?
Yeah.
And when we talk about in that same room for that same fight, even the acts and so much of what was progressing on a national level has impacted a lot of the partners that we have. Because I don't know if people were aware of this, but Solar for All was an initiative that was moving forward. And that means basically it was certain things we did agree with, so certain things we didn't agree with. But the number one thing that we did agree with was it would have been more options to allow solar power to be throughout the nation. And it was a lot being poured into that. The federal administration right now, you all definitely know who the federal administration is right now, definitely pull back completely on not just that, but a lot of things looking at what would be progressive in green energy and just green spaces and what this looks like for sustainability for the nation. And many of our allies right now have having tougher times.
Yeah.
Soulardarity is one of the organizations, because of a lot of those ties to what's in grassroots. I'm not necessarily saying that it is not tough where that is, but we're dealing with different challenges even when we look at what solar power is. But that's really always bringing home the concept of we want solar power to be accessible for everybody. We do not want to look at having solar fields next door to where people live and us not having that solar power. And that's been one of the things that Soulardarity has stood on for forever, because
Yeah.
we're seeing more solar panels. And a lot of these solar panels are actually using some of our tax dollars to get there. They're using some of the money we paying for bills to be placed there. And we're not getting accessibility what this solar means. So in this time of clarity about where people stand and where people don't stand, it's definitely been able to even more so echo what's needed for solidarity. And being in this intervention work, it's put you in spaces where attorneys, engineers, business people, it just kind of doesn't make the sense that it needs to make, because this is about the people. So some of these people that we've touched, especially when we're looking at you speaking even at the MyCamp conference about what the language needs to be and how we need to be aligned. What has it been like to get these alliances across the state, across the nation, where it definitely wouldn't seem like we're on the same page, but now we're getting to that same page? Why are we building so many of these friends in this network outside of just even Michigan itself with the work we're doing with Soulardarity, Raphael?
Yeah, I mean, the one constant that stays true, even with, the change of times, you see administrations come and go, you see elected officials come and go, you see policies, shift and change going back and forth. But the one thing that stays true is that you need community. You need friends, you need family to help support you through all that. And that's the way this organization started. And that's the way that we need to continue to operate. We grew from an organization that was supporting our local residents when it came to their light issues, in their street lights. And we have grown to an organization that, operates with friends in different places, either in the state or in the country, even in the world. We've had people, where we've attended conferences with that came all the way even from Japan, and we're sharing the same ideas, the same philosophies, the same passions for what is needed in our communities to bring true justice and equity. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all live, very similarly to each other. We all need food. We all need warmth. We all need sleep. We all need community. We need human interaction with each other. And in that human interaction, you share ideas, you share passions, you share visions and hopes for the future. And we do that with our friends over at the Michigan Climate Action Network, or MyCan. We do that with our friends at the Michigan Environmental Justice Coalition, or MEJC. We do that with our friends at CJA, or the Climate Justice Alliance. And we do that, with friends that we've been with for a very long time, since the beginning of our organization, to friends that we're even making to this day. And that's why, we are moving forward the way that we do, is because these issues continue to exist. They will always continue to exist. Just like with any revolution, change is always a constant. And so with that formula of constants, we need friends and family. That's why, we're asking y'all to make donations today, a small donation to a large donation. We're asking y'all to go out there in your community to not just speak about the issues that we talk about, but talk about the people that are fighting for those issues. Lift them up, either, with a donation, with your voice, with your digital presence, because we're always going to be dealing with issues that we're all sharing with each other. Just changes in the way that they manifest, right now, the way it manifests is, for example, these data centers. We're always hearing about artificial intelligence, about the changing of technology and how it's going to benefit us and make our lives better. And that's why we need to be building these data centers. They're trying to build one right now in Saline, right outside of Ann Arbor. And they're saying, oh, it's going to bring so many jobs. It's going to improve our quality of life. I don't remember seeing my quality of life improving, with these AI generated pictures, that we're getting confused whether if it's real or not. And in order to power these data centers, DTE is proposing that to add an additional 5% of infrastructure on what we already have now. Not that they using the infrastructure that we have now, but an additional 25%. And that's to say that the power will never go out and that we could always rely on these data centers because they're so necessary. They need to be resilient. But what about our resiliency? What about the resiliency of our homes that rely on that same power? So it's important that we come together as a country, as a state, as a community, as a global community, because a lot of these problems that I'm just talking about right now are also your problems. But we need to make sure that we bring those opportunities into our homes too.
And you talk about that power and what it's doing. So let me just break it down to a lot of people, make it plain, because I was wondering myself as far as like I've used AI applications. I see it as like it's definitely here, but then you get hip to things, connecting to MyCan and learn more about the AI uses a lot of water for the cooling that's needed for all of the computer processing. Similar to, I mean, I don't know if you guys got like those old laptops and you, I don't know, playing a video game and you got it like on your knee and then it's like, man, my knee hot as ever right now. You know what I'm saying? So imagine that times a million. And that's what we're looking at is people put in prompts for, I don't know, as you say, make a picture or make write my dissertation so that I can have a dissertation to submit and things like that. A lot of this takes a lot of computer processing. And if anybody's seen like even the concrete and how it's far away and the cooling that's needed, that cooling takes a lot of water. Hence, that's why Detroit, Michigan itself, a Great Lakes state, is looked at as a very valuable place because this is a reservoir for so much clean water. And this aligns us more so with a lot of the environmental warriors that we've definitely worked with and connected with, but we're like right in this fight together because this is definitely using energy and it's using water because a lot of the energy companies are the ones kind of taking the lead of what these things will look like and also saying like, yeah, it's going to bring so many jobs and it's going to change so many things. But it's like these jobs will only make the water more scarce and also put that strain on the energy. I mean, it's similar to this is so funny because it goes into like artificial intelligence when they say like, when the smart car's driving down the street and you gotta, you could hit the cat or hit the dog and it's gonna make a decision. It's definitely when when the AI data center from big tech has to use some power. You got this neighborhood over here in Detroit or Highland Park. Whose energy is gonna get a little bit more scarce at the time? Who's gonna have that access to that energy flow always? And this is really one of those things happening. A lot of people definitely upset about just the ways that for those power outages, no consideration was ever given. The thought process was, hey, your power was out. So because your power was out, you didn't use any power. So we don't owe you nothing and you don't owe us anything. And that is a fight that Soulardarity definitely took a stance on. Now, that fight where you get little something, and that was a heck of a fight, is because of some of the work from Soulardarity and other partners in that space. And we're looking to make sure that little something continues to expand because a power outage, you could lose all of the food in your refrigerator. You could lose, Lord knows, if you have like a medical condition where you need that power, that energy, you could definitely be dealing with things. Or you could be like me. A lot of people work from home and have home offices and you have projects to do, and now you can't complete what those projects are, so you could lose out on business as well. These are the impacts of what happens when people lose energy, right? And even the fight to just get any sort of consideration, that was one of those tough ones. And Soulardarity was standing there. As you mentioned, whole homes, whole communities, the intervention work, and you say the first house is getting work on right now. So and when you need something because it's so cold and people are already looking at like, oh boy, I want to make sure I'm good for this winter. We're stepping in and helping a lot of residents in 48203 in Highland Park, but also allies in Detroit are helping some people in Detroit because the access That's the key word right here. The access is not equitable. It's not equal across the board. So this is where the intervention work steps in with a lot of attorneys and people with legal minds that support Soulardarity have been in assistance to raise these arguments, because for so long, as you just shared, that it was kind of like the only people in the room were the corporations and the politicians. But now we got the people in the room to advocate for the people. And Soulardarity is one of those organizations that advocates for the people. So when you give to Soulardarity, you're giving only to support what the interest of you is. Because Soulardarity, it's way easier to come to Soulardarity and have us advocate for what you would like to say and what needs to move forward versus, I mean, at this point, you don't even really have an office to walk into where DTE would listen to you, right?
That's right.
So all of this work, all of the intervention, 2026, what will be some of the groundwork that'll be moving forward for those people that are going to join Soulardarity and be a part of a lot of the efforts that we're leading? Raphael.
So one of the biggest things that we're trying to make sure that we shift in terms of the narrative of these issues is this is not about scarcity. This is about access. And earlier I said that we need to, in order to continue to build hope behind that message, you need to make sure that you're doing actions that is really putting truth behind that hope. So we're going to be continuing our work next year with renovating homes when it comes to energy efficiency, when it comes to upgrading their electricity, getting more energy efficient appliances, better windows, better doors. And then also we're going to be continuing our resiliency work. So we have a vision to build a resiliency hub or a network of resiliency hubs, not just here in Highland Park, but also a network of hubs that connects other communities as well to each other. And these would be resiliency hubs focused not just when it comes to a weather crisis, but also the daily crisis that we're going through right now as communities when it comes to that access of resources. So it could be a center for community where people can connect with each other, share resources with each other, and build on resiliency such as solar power generators when it comes to training on various different kinds of skills that they can take back into their communities to support their fellow neighbors. And then also we're going to continue pushing back on DTE and telling them that, and the commissioners that regulate them, that the solutions we are going for here can work because we have these models back at home. And all we need to do is to invest into those models rather than just investing in the same old problems. And really, that's what they say they're solutions, but really, it's a problem that they're investing in. It's more gasoline that they're putting into the fire rather than water. And here we are. We have a model where it's showing that street lights are being installed that are solar powered, they're community owned, and they spill out free Wi-Fi for the community. And also we're showing that people's homes are getting worked on and invested in. And also we are working towards building a network of community centers for resiliency. And it is already going to be improving people's lives. That is going straight into solutions directly in communities. But we're going to need the support in order to do that. We need to not just have the monetary support, we need to have the numbers support. We need to be able to tell the commissioners, we need to be able to tell other funders that we have this many individual donors. It's not just about the money. It's about the momentum building. And you can also get involved on that level too. It's not just about making a monetary donation. It's about getting into the work with us. Once we have these resiliency hubs built, we need volunteers to be there. When we start giving out resiliency kits, we need volunteers to build those kits and distribute them. When we have ideas that are not fully formed, we need your wisdom to build the form for those ideas. We need your ideas because we don't know everything. The reason why I have gray right now in my beard is because of all the things I'm learning in this job, and I still don't even feel like I've scraped the surface. So we need your help in terms of your time, your skills, your wisdom, and also your monetary support.
Definitely. As you all have seen, and I'm going to give you all some more reasons to give to Soulardarity. We have members that are in kindergarten and members that are, very seasoned. You know what I'm saying? So we welcome them all. Whatever age you are, whatever background, if you're ready to support Soulardarity and be a part of this change and get more access to energy democracy. And also, let me say this, it is some very, from doing a lot of these interviews and everything, Soulardarity has some cool people, period. So like, if you just need a friend and some good food, you come into some Soulardarity meetings, you're going to be taken care of. And as you learn, and you're going to give to community. So with that being said, here's the other back end of the 50 Reasons to Give. I thank you all so much for tuning into this. We're going to rebroadcast this. And thank you for everybody in Soulardarity. And like everything, we're going to keep stepping. This was so much fun. We may run this back sometime in the middle of 2026 because I think we're going to have some more fun with this and getting that message right to you. Thank you so much.
Much love.
Support Soulardarity this Giving Tuesday by investing in Soulardarity, because Soulardarity knows that every block deserves light, safety, and power.
A big focus of our work is energy democracy, and what's more democratic than solar power? It's easy to use, it's accessible, and people can understand how it works on a daily basis. We're making sure that we are trying to create a greater level of access to rooftop solar, to community-owned solar, and that's why we're hoping that solar justice is connected to energy justice.
Because Soulardarity is for everyone, young and old.
Because no child should have to study by candlelight. Soulardarity has been empowering our community with solar power resources since we've started. Help us continue to do so by giving back to Soulardarity this Giving Tuesday.
I can't sometimes either pay my utility bills or buy my medicine, and the groceries are high. So I don't know how anyone else, younger or older than me, can make this happen. So DTE, it's a shame that the community has to get the impact and they live their lives and we have to suffer, And I think that's not fair to me or anyone in this community that we should have to pay that much money for. I don't even burn that much heat or electricity to pay $400 or $500 a month for a bill,
You see it, you feel it, the stories that need to be told about energy democracy and environmental justice in Highland Park and Detroit deserve to come to you, and Soulardarity is delivering so much of that. So when you give to Soulardarity, you're finding out how we're pouring into our own communities. Give this Giving Tuesday to Soulardarity and empower more energy democracy in our community.
We all know that everybody is struggling in their own way to pay the bills, to put food on the table, to provide. And DTE comes in again and again, year after year, trying to hike their rate hikes on you. You're tired. You need an advocate. Soulardarity is there to stand in the gap. We fight DTE. Your donations go towards fighting a monopoly that should not be in charge of your future. Donate to Soulardarity this Giving Tuesday.
Think about an organization that just raises money to benefit the citizens in Highland Park by actually giving them home repairs, energy efficiency kinds of work on their homes. I mean, what organization I don't think there's another organization that's actually located in Highland Park that does those kind of things.
Support Soulardarity, because Soulardarity knows that we all know that a winter shutoff could be tragedies for families and residents and ratepayers.
Times may sometimes feel like it's getting tougher and tougher every single day. But one of the things that keeps me going forward is having a brighter future for everybody. And I really do think that a bright future is going to be solar.
Because we've already installed street lights that shine with people power.
You know, I'm a passionate individual who comes together to tackle the greatest challenge in our lifetime. We are advocates, we're cultural leaders, organizers, storytellers from all over the world committed to building a sustainable future for our community. And Soulardarity is the place to be. And I welcome you. Come join us.
Because Soulardarity, first of all, really benefits Highland Parkers. I mean, you think about the money that's raised for Highland Park. When I think about an organization that actually gave more than $500 million in technical support to the city of Highland Park, worked along with the city structure in Highland Park in order to get Highland Park in a good position to actually win contracts with the Department of Energy. I mean, that is a dynamic organization. Everyone should be a member, the cost is low, and the benefits are high.
In its history, Highland Park was known for its innovation. That is still true today. Highland Park is putting things on the ground that no other city is in America. And we want to continue that fight. Here at Soulardarity, we want Highland Park to be the model for innovation and energy independence, and we think Highland Park deserves it. If you want to be a part of making Highland Park energy independent and continue the innovation that is so rich in its history, donate to Soulardarity this Giving Tuesday.
Because the power to light up our cities is ours.